What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, welcome. I am Comedic Wolf. Ha ha ha, laughing. We just went through all your dour, sad dramas. Now we are here to laugh it up, make things more fun and lighthearted by talking about the comedy categories and
Comedy.
yeah, comedy.
Some of them are comedies.
In particularly one, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, it's we are here to break this category down, guys. Like we said, we're doing it category by category. So we're doing the comedy series category this week, breaking it down for the Emmys and what we think will be nominated. Some stuff we would like to see nominated, we can talk about too when we say our predictions, such, but may not happen all the time. But yeah, I couldn't do this alone. I had to bring on the esteemed panelists again. Of course, my awards roundtable regular host, Ross Bristro. Good to have you on here, and then the TV aficionado himself, Chris Diaz, watches so much television. You know, I had to have
especially this last week for comedy. I watched a lot.
Oh yeah. So I was like, I got to bring him back to discuss comedy series. I'll bring him back for the limited series predictions. So it'll be a really fun time for sure. So how we're gonna do it basically, guys? We're gonna run through all the comedy categories, including guests. So we're going to do comedy series, and then all the acting categories, and then all the guest categories. The ones we will not be doing, we will talk about them at some point, but we will not be doing the best directing or writing in a comedy series because we don't know which episodes have been submitted yet and all that. So it's hard to know that because they have to submit an episode and they have to nominate an episode, stuff like that. So because of that, we're not going to be predicting those categories, but we will be predicting every other comedy series category. So this should be a good time. And this one isn't as hard as drama series. Where like drama series, there's like a good 3 to 4 that you're like, oh shit, one of these 3 to 4 could win. While here, it's really just a 2-horse race, honestly, between two shows. And you know, and they're both great shows. But we'll definitely discuss it in our conversation. So, like last time, I'll go first. I'll break down the comedy series 8 that I have, because there are 8 in this category of what I have nominated, and then we'll just go around, and then y'all each can give your 8s and the reasons as to why. So, my first off, my number one with a bullet, the number one that I have winning right now, I have a repeat with Hacks season 4. I have that number one right now because Hacks is a great show. Thanks to Chris, actually, I continued watching it because I remember I said I stopped watching it after season 2 because I was like, this is it. This is the ending. This is perfect for me. Like, I don't need another season. And then I watched season 3. It was great. I watched season 4, even better. So they managed to make the show just as fun and entertaining. And yes, is it getting repetitive, seeing kind of the whole back and forth between Deborah and like Ava? Sure, but like I also could just watch them all, and I would just be so super happy and therefore. So I think Hacks, you know, what it was able to pull off this season with the whole late night storyline of Deborah hosting her first late night gig, and this is like a dream, and then the whole kind of thing with Ava kind of forcing her way into being head writer for the show by having that kind of scandalous article ready to upload for Deborah, saying like, if you don't make me head writer, I'll upload this kind of deal. So some really, really interesting drama happening in there, mixed in with the comedy, but some really funny stuff. Seeing Paul W. Downs' character with his assistant and trying to find a new assistant as well.
Dance Mom.
Yeah, so that was really fun.
Yes.
Dance Mom was a blast. A lot of great guest appearances this season. So yeah, Hacks, tons and tons of fun, and there. So I think that definitely is my number one. My number three though, and it's close. Or my number two, it's close, but it is the studio. The studio, I could see taking this home. It's one of those ones where it's that bright, new, shiny object. And the Emmys might say, hey, we love this bright, new, shiny object. So let's award it. And, it's got a cast of people who are beloved in the industry. It's a film about the industry. It's a show about the industry. So I could see it kind of gaining momentum and picking up the win here. That's definitely a possibility.
This is weird, though. I'm looking at Gold Derby, I want to make sure this is the most accurate one. They're giving actually, the studio's third chance to win and almost fourth.
Really? Okay. What do they have it to?
Only Murders.
Oh, okay. I guess they're doing
because
that.
I said it's almost fourth. Do you know why?
Why?
They're giving the studio 92.8, right?
Yeah.
And then the Bear at number 4, they're giving 92.5.
Oh, wow. Okay. I think that Only Murders, which is a good segue because that's actually my number 3. I think that Only Murders does have a chance here. I think it could maybe sneak a win, just because let's not forget it did beat Hacks season 3 at the SAG Awards. It beat The Bear season 3 at the SAG Awards. The only show it didn't go up against though was the studio. So we don't know what it would fare like against the studio. But we know it was able to beat Hacks and it was able to beat The Bear at the Screen Actors Guild. So to me, that was a huge, huge sign that they really like this show a lot. So if those same kind of voters seat their way into the Television Academy, I could see something like that maybe pulling off an upset.
Well, speaking about the studio though, do you know what I could see though too?
What?
If they do if they do announcing like tomorrow, like the whole comedy episode writing, which one I would pick for the studio?
Which one?
I call it the racism episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
Yep, the one that proves what's wrong with today's movies and stuff. When they realize that, like that, oh no, we were afraid of seeing racist, so they literally change so much where they become more racist than the original idea. Remember that one with the Kool-Aid Man?
Oh yeah.
Like where they go like, how come all the animated people are black, and then they change it to where you're like it's all black cast, and they go, maybe we should have kept the original.
We get to my ranking of some of these because I might have some different ranking a little bit.
Okay. Interesting. So, but for me, the next one I have up is I have at number 4. I actually have Abbott Elementary because this show just is always beloved by the Emmys, and they constantly are awarding it. It's won for writing, I think. It's won for other Emmys. It might have even won for comedy series at some point.
It did.
Yeah, it won for comedy series already once. So they really love it. So I think, and it is a great show. So I think that Abbott Elementary could pull this off. My number 5, I have The Bears because season 3 was less regarded as by people. It was less acclaimed for sure. People were not fans of it. I'm a defender of season 3. I don't love it, not as much as the other 3 seasons we've had, but it's definitely.
I know, but about season 3 though, I want to tell you that funny thing that happened, right?
What?
Like we're talking about season 4, and you were like all surprised because Josh Hartnett. You said Josh Hartnett's in it.
Hey guys, little Be careful, spoiler for someone.
I'm not. No. Don't worry. It's not at all.
Yeah.
It's not at all because Mike was also present. Yeah. Mike's like, Josh Hartnett's in there, and I'm like, he was in season 3, and Mike forgot he was in season 3.
Yeah.
I only seen the first 2 episodes of season 4, so be careful of those spoilers.
I haven't seen any of it yet, but Mike,
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's really great. So yeah, we won't be spoiling season 4, but I just finished it tonight. Really great season of television. Excellent.
How was that one episode? I heard that one episode was like 69 minutes long. How is it?
It was really good. Or I can't say that. But I will say that the facts, all I'll say is that the facts characters, the only thing I dislike this season is that I feel like they are becoming jokes, and I kind of am not liking the facts anymore.
Yeah, because like in season 3, remember when they had John Cena as a fact?
Yeah, and so I don't know. I just feel like there's stuff they do with that episode where it comes off very jokey, but the rest of the episode, minus that, perfection. It was so good. I loved it. But yeah, so number 6, I have Shrinking. I love the show. I think it's phenomenal. So and season 2 was maybe even better than season 1. Like it's
in another dream, this would be number 1 because I think this is my favorite out of season of any other show on this list.
Like, if it was up to you, yeah. Honestly, if it was up to me, honestly, I agree with that. If it was up to me, I would say Shrinking season 2 should win the Emmy out of all these. I would personally say that. But nobody wants this. Somebody wants it because it's my number 7. And I started the show. I haven't finished it. It's the only comedy series I haven't on this list I haven't actually seen all of yet.
Yeah.
And I will say that nobody wants this. So far, really enjoying it. Adam Brody, haven't seen him in TV since the OC, I think it was. That was a great show when that aired. And so it's fun to see him in here, and then Kristen Bell in there, which I saw her in The Good Place when that was around. So she was great.
His wife is a really good actress too.
Yeah.
Who? Adam Brody's? Who's his wife?
Leighton Meester is his wife, I think.
Lisa what?
Leighton Meester.
Leighton Meester. I don't recognize that name.
Yeah, but she's been in a lot of stuff.
Off the top of my head.
You ever watch Gossip Girl or no?
I've seen clips, but I've never seen Gossip.
Okay, but yeah, she was also in that Adam Sandler movie, That's My Boy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So far, not great properties.
Okay, did you watch The Orville?
The Orville. Oh, yeah.
I like The Orville.
Laura
on The Orville. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, she's going to be in season 2. Nobody wants that. Like she was in season 1. Last time I checked.
Yeah.
That girl.
Yeah, okay.
She's actually really good, huh? But
yeah, she's not on the show yet. She's going to be in season 2. I just double checked.
Nice. But yeah, my number 8 was what I would hail when it was airing. I called it the funniest show on TV, and now it's over, and it's depressing. It's over, which is What We Do in the Shadows. This show, I think it's still going to get nominated for its final season. I have it at 8 because new shows could bump it out, but I think because this is the final season, I think they'll still nominate it, even if it doesn't win. They'll still nominate it because they've announced a new cast.
They've announced the show that's gonna like basically set up this show's gonna replace What We Do in the Shadows. Did you hear about that? They've announced a Young Frankenstein show in the style of What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, that's fun. I'm excited for that. But
yeah,
I did want to throw out one show real quick that I know has a chance at getting in there, but I did not like it. Was The Four Seasons. Was not a fan of that show. I thought it was not good. And then The Man on the Inside, I think that's more of a contender for Ted Danson.
Really good show. I think it's Ted Danson on the outside of my list, honorable mention.
Yeah, that's an honorable mention. And then I have another honorable mention. I have one I would personally put in my 8 because I thought it was hilarious. Is Mid-Century Modern. but that one, I don't think it's going to make the cut. But I definitely would love to see it as a surprise if it got in here. But yeah, that's my 8. What are your 8, Chris?
I have studio number 1. I think this is like, they always like to get the award to the new show more often than the old show. I think the studio is the funniest show on TV right now. Number 2 is Axe. Great seasons. I wasn't feeling it at first with the first couple episodes, but it was like when Ava had her meltdown and the beast moment, I'm like, this is where I've gone back in love with the show. Like, that was like, it's the argument that she should finally win the Emmy this year to want to pay Ava the episode.
Dude,
Like,
she deserved it for season 3, and then it's like, and I'm like, come on, and I'm like, now I'm really hoping she can pull it off with season 4.
Yeah, 3 is Shrinking. In my heart, it would be number 1. I think Shrinking is like, this season was phenomenal. There should be several words in this contention this show should get for acting kind of going alone. Like, roughly when we get to supporting actor. Number 4. And the only reason why it lowered is just because I didn't love the last episode where Early Murder in Building. I think the whole killer reveal was a little bit of cop-out. It felt a little redundant compared to a couple of killers from before. Same problem I had with season 3, where the show with the killer reveal. They wanted to have great killer reveal, like great creativity. But I thought everybody killer to guess. I mean, the supporting cast alone, I thought was great this season. A lot of people that pop up, Dak, even Longoria, Eugene Levy were very funny. Like, yeah, and then if it were the final season, I would have been okay with it. Up until that cliffhanger, I thought this would have been perfect way to end the show. With the wedding and then Meryl Streep saying, stay with them. You enjoy being with them much you enjoy being with me, and the no murder happened today. And it's there. That would have been perfect way to end this show. But now we're getting a new season, okay, let next season be the last season because how many more mysteries does this freaking building have?
You also have to wonder at some point, with how many murders are happening at this building, why have they not shut down this building? That's the biggest plot hole in television, is why have they not shut this building down? There's been so many murders.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Yeah, and then 5 Abbott Elementary, and people love it. I love the first season. I haven't seen all of the season. I think a very funny show. I think definitely one of the best cable comedy shows since Modern Family Blackish, thinking back to ABC comedy. Number 2, Nobody Wants This. I love this show. I've been telling people to watch it. I think it's very funny, very great, and embodied Chris about fantastic. The family, both sides are very funny. The dinner scene with the mom in the first episode, where she telling the waiter about her husband being gay, oh, you should date him. I'm that whole uncomfortable scene. I love the cast. I love that show. I think one of Netflix best comedy in the last couple years. Number 7, What We Do in the Shadow. Great last season. This is going out on a high note. And between 2 shows that ended its season, I put this over just another one than my honorable mention. Number 8. Not because I like season 3, but I love it that way. 8 is the bear. I think there's 2 standout episodes of the show, the namely Curtis episode, then the episode with the flashback episode with John Bertel, cameo. And then the rest were good too. There's some good episodes, some could have been better. I really getting a little bit tired of the whole Claire thing. I know a lot of people have been complaining about season 4 that a little bit. And then honorable mention, I mentioned it. Michael, I know you're not the biggest fan, but I know people, including myself, love how it ended. Cobra Kai, because technically considered comedy. I think the last half of the final season was fantastic. It gave great closure to the show. Better than Karate Kid Legend. That bullshit thing. This was better. Conclusion to the Cobra Kai universe. Especially with Johnny. Johnny, The actor would be my honorable mention with the acting, but like his arc, like always in the end, that's always fantastic. And Creed, same thing. And Dan Man and the Inside, a few others like Man and Inside Cobra Kai, my two honorable mention.
Hacks and Cobra Kai, now that I think about it, have kind of something similar in common because of the whole will Deborah and Ava get along this season, or will they not like each other? Will they like each other this season, or will they not like each other? This and that, and back and forth.
Yeah.
And so it does kind of have that same kind of repetitive similarity. But
regarding how you feel about the first half of Cobra Kai, the last part, that's always the strongest, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Like from acting to writing to the action, like Creed and Johnny relationship, I thought they did a fantastic job on the show. Like,
nice, yeah, and it has been Emmy nominated for a comedy series. So,
Mike, I know you gave up on it, but you don't watch the last batch right after the big breakout fight. It just that really remind you what made Karate Kid.
Because one thing did sell him though. I told him about one thing that he got tired of, and I said it doesn't happen in the last 3 episodes, the last 5.
Okay. So that makes me happy. I might go back and see it, but I probably will skip part 2 and just go to part 3 if I do watch it again. So, what are your list, Ross?
Okay, number 1, I have The Studio. Of course, I love this show. There was only a one bad episode. And then one kind of the last episode was kind of boring, where it felt like a Hangover spoof. But it's still redeemed itself in the end. And then
I loved it last episode.
Yeah,
I'm with Ross here. So it was funny. Some of the performances were great, especially Zoe Kravitz being high on drugs. I thought was really fun, and Bryan Cranston being high on drugs. But watching those, I'm like, I've seen Dave Franco and Seth Rogen do this shit so many times now. They've done it so many times. This is nothing different, and it was just and I'm like, this is. You could have been creative, but instead they did the same thing that they've been doing in every other story.
But I do have a theory though about that too. Do you know what it is?
What?
Dave Franco wasn't supposed to be in it originally. I don't think.
Really?
Because how Seth Rogen said he's been working on this show for years, right?
Yeah.
I wanted James Franco
before.
Oh, James Franco.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I know, but I like the whole him gambling, the Dave Franco gambling bit was pretty funny. Him calling any medic after he did that presentation.
And then number 2 I have is Hacks. 3 is Only Murders. 4 is The Bear. 5 is Shrinking. 6 is Nobody Wants This. 7 is Abbott Elementary. And then 8 is I got Poker Face. Actually, I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah.
The only reason why I did a Poker Face 8 and haven't finished the whole season, so I need, me personally, see how it lands.
Yeah. It will go the Better Call Saul route, where part of the season will be eligible technically, but then
I do like though. I think if I'm trying to see basically Poker Face is very similar to Psych, a lot.
Oh really? Okay.
Right. Have you seen Psych?
Yes, I think so.
It's basically similar.
Yeah. I think Poker Face have one category where it could win, and we will get to it later where we get to guest star.
An honorable mention though is I don't know if it was eligible for this Emmys or last Emmys, but the show that my parents watched and I watched a few episodes of, and it seemed really good. It was the final season. It was called Somebody Somewhere or Something Somewhere.
That's such an underrated show, and the fact that's an honorable mention of mine, because the fact that show has been so overlooked for ages is just absolutely depressing. If y'all have not seen Somebody Somewhere, check that show out.
I would love to see her get nominated. If you were to see her get nominated, I would jump up and down. Would you?
Dude, I would too. Yeah.
And I forgot another honorable mention, Agatha, but I think Marvel just.
Oh yes, that's true. Yeah. And then also, when did the final season of was it last year that the final season of Trying came out? Because I don't know if that would be eligible or not.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. But
even though The Bear should not be in this category at all,
it should not.
And nothing about the category, nothing about the quality of the show, because it's not a comedy.
And not a comedy.
I think that's honestly why they've started making the facts more jokey characters, just so they can say, "Hey, we are a comedy, guys." At the end of the day, like they're trying to do that just to try to push. But even then, I'm like, it's still not a comedy.
Oh yeah, too. There's this football. This type of new. There's a football fan, right? Like if he were to join the facts, you know what I would say?
What?
He would fit in. You know why?
Why?
Tell me he doesn't look like a fact.
He does.
Yeah. He looks like him, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our comedy series predictions. For comedy actress, this is again, we are doing only 5 for actress and actor, because they're doing that this year. They're going to be doing 5 for actress and 5 for actor, and then the supporting categories will all be 7. So
it's bullshit for actor, because there's so many names that should be on actor.
Yeah, I agree, but I feel like, I guess their logic is with supporting, they're using that as an excuse, I guess, to repeat shows, because like they want to have like several White Lotus actors, they want to have several this and that. And
they just don't want to have Martin Short and see Martin be nominated in the same category again.
Yeah, basically. So my 5 for actress, my number 1, with a bullet. The race is over. Give it to her again. This is the easiest category to predict of the entire comedy series lineup, because no way in hell, and I've seen all these performances, no way in hell well, I haven't seen all of Kristen Bell yet. I've seen a couple of her, but still, no way in hell will any of these beat Jean Smart. She is coming back again for her Emmy for like what? This is her 3rd time winning it now. If she wins it for the show, she's also, by the way, she is getting close, I believe, to matching the record for like Emmy for like one show or something like that.
No. Do you know who literally holds the record for the most wins for a single show?
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah.
Nope.
Female.
It's not.
It's Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
No. I mean all together. Like for a single show, like person who got nominated the most. Do you know who it is?
Who?
John Larroquette in Night Court. You know why?
Why?
Anytime that you win it 4 years in a row.
Yeah. But didn't Julia Louis-Dreyfus though, like, I thought she won. Like
she won every year.
She won like every year, which is literally like 8 seasons. So she won like 8 times for Veep, which was like kind of insane. So yeah, she's still holds the record. Jean Smart though, I think Jean Smart in total has like 4 Emmys in total because of other stuff that she's won in the past and such, like 4 or 5. So she's creeping up there. I don't know the specific number, but she is creeping up there. She could eventually, with Hacks, just tie the record if she keeps on winning for this show, depending on how many seasons they decide to go. It'd be fun. But when I watched this season, her clip is the scene when she is saying goodbye late night. That right there, the moment she picked Ava over the late night show, I was like, there you go. You did it again.
My second clip for her at the beach scene with her Ava when they go find Ava.
The beach scene, yes. I think I even like the beach scene more. But yeah, the beach scene and the late night scene. Those two, I was like, yeah, it's over. No one's even touching her. If anybody was to maybe come close, my number 2 I have is Kristen Bell, just because it is a new show. They might want to award the new actress, but she's not going to get close. Which is funny I'm mentioning Kristen Bell because she was a guest star in the new season of Hacks, which was funny. So it was kind of funny that.
I would give a award to one theme performer alone in Hack. Is it Kimmel Fallon? I think
Oh, it's Kimmel in that scene. He was like,
Kimmel, right?
He was like, you fucked with the wrong Jimmy, and I was like, oh, that's funny.
Oh god! And then his Dame, Dame Corden made me died laughing so hard.
Yeah, it was so great. My number 3, I have Ao Debris, which by the way, she steals season 4 straight up. She is like,
it could be her year next year.
I think it might. Yeah, I think honestly, depending on if Hacks, when the next season of Hacks comes out, I think Ao Debris could take that award from Gene Smart next year, because I think she's that damn good in season 4. Like once you watch season 4, this is her season. Like she's.
I haven't got to episode 4 yet. That a lot of people talk about episode 4.
Yeah, I mean that one's great, but there's another episode or two where she really.
And then she's actually a good director too.
And good writer too. Do you
know what? She directed one of the best episodes of The Bear too. Do you know which one she directed?
Which one?
The Tina episode from season 3.
I remember that. Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, she's really good.
Which was one of the best episodes of the season.
One of the best episodes of the season and of the show. But then number 4, I have Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary. She's always really fun on the show. Number 5. Actually, I'm going to switch 4 and 5. So I'm going to put. Actually, no, I'll keep it. That's fine. But my number 5 for right now, I have Selena Gomez, Only Murders in the Building. So I had Natasha Lyonne for Poker Face, but I took her out because I think Only Murders in the Building, Selena Gomez won the SAG for it. So that's proof that it is strong. They seem to like it. So I will. So yeah, I'll say she is my number 5. What about you, Chris?
So I had pretty similar stats for one on my list. I had number 1 is Eastmont. I think that is as soon as the beach episode, just her Emmy to lose.
And in that very same episode where she's holding the dog and what happens with the dog, it's like, oh yeah.
2 I have Quinta Brunson, she already another Emmy winner the past, for Abbott Elementary. She's fantastic. She made that show what it is when you think of Abbott Elementary. Number 3 is Kristen Bell. I love Kristen Bell. I love Nobody Wants This. I think she is still the same. Another person we will get the other category. Number 4 is Ao. Love Ao. She's one of my favorite things about season 3. Number 5, and I went back and forth, but I mentioned honorable mention Connie. There's one thing, 2 categories to get into. Is Catherine Hahn for Agatha. I think this could be the category to break into. I think when you say Agatha, she made that show where she's funny, she's creepy, she is lovable. You like her character, what they go with her throughout the show. We get into the backstory with her kids, her sacrificing the kids. So her acting fantastic in this show. Agatha should be nominated for 2 acting categories. When we get to the other to supporting, we'll bring up. I had Catherine Hahn over Natasha Lyonne over Selena Gomez. I thought Selena was good, but I thought she would have weakened between Steve Martin and Monty Short for season 4. I thought those 2 had the most standout stuff.
Yeah.
And then Natasha Lyonne fantastic. Just between her and Catherine Hahn, just getting Catherine Hahn because she had more to do with Agatha than Natasha Lyonne had with season 2 so far.
True, but I have Catherine Hahn possibly appearing though in another category we'll get to. But
she might be a double nomination. She can.
Apparently, Catherine Hahn actually dropped out of the Joan Rivers thing. They were doing Joan Rivers TV series based on her life. She dropped out.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who they got though now? Natasha Lyonne. I'm like, either one.
Yeah. I mean, I have to look at a picture of Joan Rivers because I don't think Natasha's.
Okay, did you ever see Spaceballs?
Yes.
Yeah.
The robot.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, Natasha Leone could pull that off too.
And Catherine Hahn could, huh?
Oh yeah, either one, honestly.
But yeah,
So what are your 5, Ross?
I got Jean Smart number 1, Kirsten Bell number 2, Quinta Brunson number 3, Aowa Debris number 4, and then Natasha Leone actually I think is 5. But then I would love to see, if you guys want to watch me freak out come Emmy nominations in the morning, it's that girl from Somebody Somewhere. If she gets nominated.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna flip if Bridget ever.
Have you seen that show, Chris? You would like it.
No.
Yeah.
The only other name that came in my head, what the woman name from What We Do in the Shadow?
Oh, shoot! I know exactly who you're talking about. Shit.
Yeah.
Let me look this up because she I can see what you're saying. I think if they love it enough for the final season, I think
she has a lot of good stuff in the final season, like between her and that.
it was Natasha Demetrio. So however you say her name, Natasha Demetrio. She was really, really excellent in the final.
That I mean that when we get to that, but like that only one person doing the show get nominated all the time, but nobody else on the show get nominated besides him. And that cast is so good. Like,
yeah. So that I agree with, but I also want to throw out a couple honorable mentions. Like, I didn't have Catherine Hahn for Agatha all along. She could sneak in there. Bridget Everett, I would love to see her in there. Uzo Aduba, she is a nominee for several years for Orange is the New Black. She's won for Orange is the New Black.
I didn't love the resident for my Oliver so far. I think she's good. It just wasn't really it from my scene of it.
Same. For me, I watched like the first episode, and then or like the first couple episodes. Realized it's a comedy that is over 50 minutes every episode, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Like, if you're a comedy,
but like, do you know why the Orange is the New Black is nominated in drama? Do you know why?
Why?
They had a rule about if a show was over 40 minutes long, it would be a drama. Then it would make me laugh. Do you know why though? Imagine if they still kept that rule and Curb Your Enthusiasm got nominated in the drama.
Curb Your Enthusiasm hasn't been nominated in drama. No.
What I'm saying though is there a rule about like if a show was over 50, some episodes were over 50 minutes, then it would automatically qualify for the drama category. So like in some episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm, are like over 45 minutes. You know?
Oh yeah.
So imagine Curb Your Enthusiasm, if they kept that rule, would have been nominated in drama.
Oh my god, no, that would have been bad. But Tina Fey for the 4 seasons, possibly, but I don't know. I don't see it. So that's what I have for comedy actress. So moving on to comedy actor, we have for me my 5. I have number 1, Seth Rogen for The Studio. I think he is going to be winning the Emmy because this show pretty much is just all him. Like, the ensemble is great, but it rides on his shoulders. Like,
I also think if he doesn't win, maybe winning for producing for Studio to win best.
Yeah. Or writing. I can see him winning for writing for comedy series.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that as well. So, but yeah, if Jeremy Allen White does beat him, then I could see them saying, well, we'll give Seth Rogen writing. But I have Seth Rogen winning right now for The Studio. He's got some really good, like, well-acted scenes, like the Golden Globes episode. I thought that was actually really good acting from Seth Rogen. There was some of the other episodes, like the Ron Howard episode, stuff like that, where he actually was able to throw in some dramatic elements with the...
Well, even the first episode, when he's giving a speech to Justin O'Hara, like, talking about why he took the job.
Yeah.
About this category, though, when do you guys think that they're going to switch it up? Do you know what I mean by that?
What?
By having The Bear have 2 nominees in lead actor.
No.
Yeah.
Why?
I think because it's almost like it's becoming more and more a co-show. I haven't seen season 4 yet, but a co-show of Iman Mas Baccarat. He's almost becoming the co-lead, just like remember Aodibri was nominated supporting actress for the first 2 seasons. Now she's in lead.
Yeah, that's true. So that's a good point. And so he is starting to become kind of more of a leading man, while there are some other supporting actors on that show that are more supporting. But
I mean, it remains to be seen if they do another season, he come back because he now with Marvel dealing with.
Well, he's always been in the Disney family, though. He's in the Disney family already.
Yeah,
he is.
Even before Marvel.
but
Do you
he's
know how?
going to be.
He was in The Bear, which is Hulu, right?
And
then like Andor also.
Andor,
yeah.
He was in Andor, so.
And wasn't he in the Punisher at what's his name?
Yes, he was. You're right. He was in the Punisher show.
Oh wow. I totally forgot he was in the Punisher show, but yeah.
But he does be busy with like Secret War and Doom.
Which is
that's
a great segue because my number 2 I have as Jeremy Allen White. I think season 4 of The Bear coming out right around when voting is going to be kicking off here for the winners and everything. I think that's definitely going to help his chances to possibly win again. So, he's always great on the show. Season 3, he was still great. Like he's just a phenomenal actor and phenomenal on the show. Now, my number 3, I do have Martin Short, Only Murders in the Building, and I was tempted to put him at number 2 because of the fact he also won SAG, and for whatever reason, season 4 comes out and it was like hugely beloved. So I could see Martin Short taking a surprise win here if they wanted to do like a legacy award kind of deal. I could see Martin Short taking it. But we'll see. I mean, he is really good on the show. He's really good this season. He's my favorite part of the show. But so I mean, who knows? We'll see what lies ahead. But I actually do not have, and you will notice this with a 5. I actually have it. Martin Short's getting nominated, but Steve Martin is not. That's how I have my 5.
It's sad. He also had a really good season with season 4, and like it's not for him. It's sad. That's not really like.
Yeah, it would be sad for Steve Martin because he was really great on the show.
And also too,
because season 4 was like his season too.
Yeah, also too, like though. Okay, like if they announced that Bear's getting, Only Murders in the Building is getting nominated for the Bachelor Party episode, I'd be happy because that was the best episode of the season.
Yeah, I'd be very happy. I think
that's the same episode where they confront the apartment building, like get angry at them, like and he does. Yeah. And not get angry for something.
Yeah, if it was the if they do like a writing for a comedy series episode, that one is the one I should submit.
The Ron Howard episode pretty hysterical when they get this visual CGI thing on their face and he wants to whip it.
That was great. But
and they go back to the alien.
And then the film school episode was really funny too.
Oh yeah, that was all really good.
Like when they show the opening of Once Upon a Time in the West.
Yeah,
that was really good. Yeah, I thought that was really really fun. Great movie too. But yeah, my number 4 is Adam Brody from Nobody Wants This, which is I haven't seen enough of him yet, but he's always a great actor, so I think he'll be great.
He was funny in American Fiction.
Yeah, my number 5, and personally, to me, it would be between Jeremy Allen White and this guy to win the Emmy. But my number 5, I have Jason Segel for Shrinking. I think Jason Segel just is always so good on the show. And I've loved him since How I Met Your Mother. And, this is the best show. I think
he should be winning this. Like, the whole season with confronting the person.
When does the next season come out?
At the end of the year, supposedly.
Yeah, I think either towards the end of this year or beginning of next year, I believe. So
they've announced the cast member too for next season too.
Oh, really? Who?
Jeff Daniels.
But this season, technically, coming up.
Okay, that's going to be
He's
nice.
playing the father. They said he's playing Jason Segel's dad.
Oh,
And
wow.
Michael J. Fox also did be on the show, well.
Oh, yeah, Michael J. Fox. I did hear about that one. That's going to be really
Yeah.
cool to see Michael J. Fox come back. But yeah, Jason Segel is excellent. A couple of ones that I'll throw in there as honorable mentions that didn't quite make my 5 is Steve Martin, Only Murders in the Building. I think Ted Danson, A Man on the Inside.
Mhm.
I have him barely missing, but I think if anybody, I think he could bump out one of the 5 to sneak in there because I think I
He
definitely
bumped me out.
I think he has a strong chance there.
Yeah.
Matt Berry, what we did in the Shadows, they love the final season enough they could do something like that. And then Nathan Lane from Mid-Century Modern, I would possibly throw him in there because especially there's some really good emotional stuff in Nathan Lane in there too.
Yeah.
So I would personally throw him in there, but that's how I would that's what I would say. And I forgot to mention too when we were talking about comedy series, I forgot to throw in one of my honorable mentions. I totally forgot. So I got to watch all of that show, Adults, on FX, and that to me is one I would definitely throw in comedy series.
Do you know what show was underrated too that you should watch, Mike? I think you like is The English Teacher.
Yeah, I do need to check that one out because I see that he's on the Gold Derby list as well, so that could definitely maybe if they love it enough sneak in there. But
yeah, you know.
But what are your 5, Chris?
Seth Rogen, number 1. I think that, like, as soon as I finished that show, like, he made that show just to get everybody out that show. They're like a comedy ensemble that would win for the Emmy. Like, that whole cast itself. Number 2, Martin Short. I have him above Jeremy Allen. I think Martin Short is hysterical. I think that's been the best he ever been for season 4. Like, his one-liner, his stuff with Statney and Affleck were great. The romance between the two of them, their back and forth were hysterical. Him and Meryl Streep were really funny and sweet. The Melissa McCartney episode alone, I think, with Monster Chart is like one of the most standout episodes. Yeah, I just love him and him doing going like this woman voice, pretending to be Lonnie on Instagram joke, like to with him. See Martin and Selena Gomez try to do an Irish accent to get into the hospital. He just has standout moments that like laughing so hard. Like number 3, you mentioned honorable mention, and he the only person that not anybody off my list for anybody my honorable mention. I had Matt Berry at number 3. He's been nominated before, many times before what we do in the Shadow, and he's always been a standout of the show. He's great in the final season. He brings everything in this show. He is a standout the whole cast every season. I love that guy. I can't wait to see what he does. Number 4, I now switch. I have Jason Segel. He should be winning this. The stuff with the right killer, like the one that caused what happened to his wife with him, Brett Goldsmith. I think it is standout. The last scene alone, when they sitting together, like that should be his Emmy win moment. Like that. Your heart just get emotional watching it.
So powerful.
Like that whole episode should be nominated for directing, writing.
And I just gotta say too, like this is a good example right here of a show that I would proudly still put in the comedy series category.
Yeah.
Even though it has some sad moments and some really like tearjerker moments in there.
Yeah.
It also is laugh out loud hilarious. So they find a good balance between the two. And that's what's really that's what I feel still makes it comics.
Yeah, and number 5, and much I love anybody I do had to give it Jeremy Allen. Like he been nominated for 2 seasons, like he did get nominated again at the end. I think why I didn't love his character this season. I find his character a bit unlikable this season compared to the first 2 seasons. Like he does some asshole-ish stuff on the show. that really made you like him a lot. Like,
You like him a lot more this season. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the first episode alone, he apologized for a lot of his actions in season 3 and what the shit he done. Like, I almost wanted to punch him in the face a few times in season 3.
Yeah.
Like, for the stuff.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Martin Short was ruined for me though. Now, do you know why? I saw this meme about him that made me go, "Oh my god!" You know what it is?
What?
There's this preacher, like I'm not going to get into his politics, but he's a conservative preacher named Joel Osteen, and do what they said.
What?
They said that Joel Osteen looks like Martin Short pretending to be Tim Allen. Now I can't unsee it.
Pretending to be Tim Allen?
Yes. You know why? Look, Martin Short pretending to be Tim Allen. Now I can't unsee it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit, huh? but yeah.
Yeah.
And then Adam Brody is. Oh, and I finished my honorable mention.
Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah. Adam Brody, number one honorable mention. He fantastic. Nobody wants this. The Seth Sharp episode you ever got to is pretty funny with some stuff he had to do in the episode. Steve Martin once again great. I just think this is a tough category to crack into. That's why I put Matt Berry and Jeffrey could be nominated in the past over Steve Martin and Brody. And then Ted Danson, Man on the Inside. Like that, just so nobody watched, but it's fantastic. But yeah, that my honorable mention.
Yeah. A show that nobody watched, but they still have, but they still haven't canceled it yet.
Yeah.
Speaking of shows nobody watched, one I totally forgot to mention when we were doing our honorable mentions for comedy series as well is any comedy actress is North of North. I watched that show on Netflix, and that was actually really good. It was a really cute kind of comedic show on Netflix. But
what was that Lisa Kudrow show called?
Lisa Kudrow.
No, it's not. She was in 2. Both of them are comedies. I know one of them has no chance, but the other one I heard does.
Yeah, I'd have to look at that. But what are your 5?
Okay, my 5 is basically like number 1 I have Martin Short, and 2 I have Seth Rogen. I think it's flip flop. 3 is Jeremy Allen White. 4 is Jason Segel, and 5 is Adam Brody. I think that the love for nobody wants, is going to go through. My parents say loved it. I haven't seen it yet. I want to get on it, but yeah.
Yeah, so far it's really good. I gotta finish it. But let's see. Now on to supporting actress. So, this is 7 again, like we discussed. So we're gonna run through the 7 here, but man, what a strong category. So my number 1, I think, to win, just because of her flashback episode, I have Liza Collins Diaz. I think that the flashback episode will give her the win. I think she was phenomenal on season 3 of The Bear. So she absolutely deserves to take the award, in my opinion. But someone else who I have at number 2, I would not be upset if they won for this show as well. And that is Hannah Einbinder for Hacks. I have her at number 2 because the show is super strong. I think she could come along with the show. But it's just, yeah, that is one that's like, it's a toss up between the 2. Maybe she wins, but they just go all out for Hacks. But Hannah Einbinder, she deserved it since season 3. So she definitely deserves a win here. Then I have Jessica Williams for Shrinking at number 3, who also was really excellent. So I think she definitely would deserve that. Number 4, I have Janelle James for Abbott Elementary. She was really fun. She's always really fun on the show. Cheryl Lee Ralph I have at number 5, that's like my favorite performance on Abbott Elementary. So I'll always go for that one. And then I actually have, I think, let me double check my studio ladies here. But yeah, I have 2 studio ladies getting in. So the first one I have is Catherine O'Hara for the studio, and then I've also got Catherine Hahn for the studio. So I got both the C's and the K. So both Catherines. There you go. Just spelled differently. So both the Catherines from the studio I have getting in there. They were both excellent. Catherine Hahn playing that kind of zany producer that just doesn't really give a fuck, and I love that. And then having Catherine O'Hara as kind of the more funny but also kind of wise, because she's had this experience producer. It's like she's.
You know who she's supposed to be? You know who she's supposed to be? A spoof of, right?
Who?
Amy Pascal of Sony. Remember when the leaks happened? It's supposed to be a spoof of her. According to Robert Bryan Burdett, that's what he said, and you know how Robert Burdett knows about Hollywood and everything.
Yeah, no, that's true. One that I personally, now, if it was up to me, I would keep Catherine O'Hara, but I would actually, instead of nominating Catherine Hahn, I personally would nominate Chase Sue Wonders, because Chase Sue Wonders had her episode The War, and I felt like she actually showed herself to be really great on that show and surprised me. So I personally would put Chase Sue Wonders in there for supporting, but I think it's going to be Catherine O'Hara and Catherine Hahn. When it comes to honorable mentions, the only one I really will mention right now is Megan Stalter for Hacks. I think she was really great. So, especially this season, she was really great. So I'll say Megan Stalter, when she stands up for Paul W. Downs' character, when she stands up for him in season 4, I thought that was some really great work there. So yeah, I'll say she's my honorable mention, but that's my 7. What about you, Chris?
So I have Elijah Collins A for the Bear. I think that my favorite episode, season 3 of the Bear, is her episode. I think that was emotional. I thought they had one of my favorite guest appearances on the show. I had one of my you just feel for a character, it finally allowed you to get the inside of a character. I think that the show never allowed you to. You feel for a character. I love the dialogue between John Bernthal, that one scene. I think one of my favorite scenes on the show. Yeah, it's great. Number 2, Catherine O'Hara. I think she, especially her revenge of Bryan Cranston to the end of the season, was some of the most funniest. Her not giving a shit about people, just her getting especially that and the party scene before CinemaCon. I thought she was sent out to episode number 3, Hannah Enderbot from Hack. She might be my number 2. I'd go back and forth between her and Catherine O'Hara. She's fantastic. The beach episode and the episode with James Mark quit. The late night, the 2 stand-out moments for season 3 for Judge Field on. Number 4, Catherine Hahn from the studio. Fantastic. This could be a year to get double nominations for 2 different shows for lead and supporting. I love it. I hope they do more with her next season. Because I love the bizarre romance between her and Seth Rogen. This show starting that really bizarre. So, number 5, the one I am I would jump out my seat because I think it would be in my heart the win here. It's Patty LuPone for Agatha. I think when you talk about Agatha, the episode that feature around her, it's the standout episode of the show. It's the most some of her best acting I think I ever give. And you really do love her character. What happened to her character is really heartbreaking. But it's Patty LuPone showing why she is one of the best actors working today. And I think anybody in Agatha, she gets the standout performance of the show. And people talk about that episode from that show. Jessica Williams, number 6, from Shrinking. You love her. I think she was a little bit better in season 1, but she'd give it just as much to do in season 2. And Janae Jones for Abbott. That's the only one I have for Abbott getting in. I think that she's fantastic. Anybody with Abbott's fantastic. I just think she's more to stand out. And I really want to put Penelope in over Londa Abbott Elementary.
So I like your passion for Agatha. I love to see your passion
Yeah.
for Agatha. It's awesome there. But I just think that looking at the Emmys histories,
Yeah.
They are not favorable to superhero shows. And
They gave WandaVision a lot of love when that first.
they did, it for WandaVision, but like The Boys, people have been wanting the actor Anthony Starr to get in there, and he's never has. People have been wanting the show to get in there, and it never has.
Yeah.
And then there's stuff like the Daredevil show when that was out. There's stuff like Daredevil Born Again, which is not going to get any.
Which is a great show.
Awards and stuff. And that's a great show. So it's like there's a lot of this kind of bias still.
It's sad because Penny LaPomme take a character that could have been a cutaway character and made that episode such a standout moment. So especially when she turned the table and everything at the end with the tarot card reveal, and then
I know, I agree. Penny LaPomme was awesome on the show, but yeah, unfortunately that's just the case there. But what is your 7 for supporting?
Okay, I got that. Liza Cohen, Diaz for the Bear.
Yep.
Janelle James for Abbott Elementary. Catherine O'Hara, the studio. Hannah Einlander for Hacks. And then I got, Catherine Hahn, the studio. Jessica Williams, Shrinking. And then I actually got Chase Sue Wonders for the studio.
Nice. I hope you predict that into fruition because I would love to see Chase Sue Wonders get in there. She was so good this season. So that is a good segue into comedy supporting actor.
Okay, and I want to bring you this up too about this though. Speaking like supporting actor, I think George Wendt won a few Emmys. I hope in the in memoriam section though that they do a big tribute to George Wendt.
Oh yeah, because of Cheers. That's honestly it's one of the most Emmy-winning shows ever. So you have to award Cheers by just putting him in the in memoriam. Honor that show. So, but yeah, for this category, my number 1 pick is Paul W. Downs for Hacks. I think that
really,
yeah, I have him at. I'm not saying that he would be my personal pick. I'm not saying that, but I'm thinking that they could just go all out for Hacks again. This is a show that still gets a lot of love. So I think that Paul W. Downs, if they don't award him here, though, they might give him the award for writing because he does write the show as well. So there is that chance. But I think that, there's some really great stuff in here, especially knowing that he has to be kind of like that in between for Ava and Deborah. He's like that guide to kind of help them through everything. But then he's also going through his own shit with his assistant and all this kind of stuff. So there's
the episode where James Mark quit the late night and he going through that whole him having mental breakdown to him having the bar being the dance mom, one of the most funniest one word line ever.
Yeah. No, we're not goofing anybody. Nobody's goofing anybody. I love that.
And then the thing with him and James Mark when she come to apologize to him for not owning all that thing. And
oh that was really great. And then he had some good emotional moments in there as well as some great kind of comedic moments as well.
Yeah.
My number 2, I have Ike Barinholtz for the studio because I think they could also go all out for the studio. Ike Barinholtz has some great moments this season with that.
Like the Golden Globes.
Golden Globes, where the thank you Sal Saperstein, but also with
the rivalry between him and the other one.
Which I'm just saying, like, that's kind of the reason why you have to award Ike Barinholtz, because that way someone can come up on stage and actually say thank you Sal Saperstein, or something, or he can go up on stage and say that. Something like that. That would be really funny.
Or even the rivalry episode when he go up against the other one and the one shot when he just getting everything thrown at him. Like,
yeah, that was so good where everything's getting thrown at him, and then he's like doing that like crying scene at the end of that episode and everything. Like it's really, really great acting work there from Ike Barinholtz. So I have him at number 2. I think he could potentially upset with this. My number 3 might surprise you. I have Michael Urie for Shrinking. I think that
really, that's the conversation you mean they had to have with Outlet.
Yeah, well, I have 2 Shrinking actors in there.
Yeah,
but I have Michael Urie for Shrinking at number 3 because I think that his plot line with the whole like secret that Jimmy's been hiding from him, hasn't told him. He's like, I'm like your best friend and you haven't told me this. That kind of adds to some layer of acting ability there for Michael Urie. So I think that there's a chance he could maybe upset, but I have him at number 3. Number 4, I have Harrison Ford for Shrinking. That's where I have him in there. I think that he is excellent this season. The conversation he has with Jason Segel telling him to kind of step down as the one guy shrink, just to kind of like and then then the scenes that he has with him with the new guy that he brings in there was really great. Stuff like that. Like there's a lot of really excellent moments for Harrison Ford. The only thing I worry about is Harrison Ford wasn't nominated the last season, even though he was the scene stealer of the last season. So I think that I'm hoping they really do go for him in this season. They better.
Wait until we get to my list. I have stuff to say. I'm
excited about that. But if it was up to me, Harrison Ford would be winning this category. Just saying, if it was up to me. But my next one is Eben Moss-Bachrach for The Bear. I think he's really, really great on the show. Continues to be like my favorite aspect of the show. So he's really awesome. So so I think he's going to get nominated again for season 3. He's even stronger in the new season. And I think that coming out around the same time would definitely help him. So I have him in there. My next one I have at number 6. I have Tyler James Williams for Abbott Elementary. He's always popping up in there. He's a fun character, one of the best characters on Abbott Elementary. So I have him in there. Number 7. This is where it's tricky for me. I went back and forth because my logical brain self says they're just going to give it to a Saturday Night Live person again. And
they should not.
That's not a comedy show. I mean, it's a comedy show, but it's not like what I think about a comedy show. Like, that's a sketch show.
The only one category Saturday Night Live should get and guest star when we get together.
Yeah.
The one.
So, but Saturday Night Live, Bowen Yang is like number 7 on Gold Derby, but I'm not going to go with that one. I'm going to say the lone nominee for the 4 seasons will be Coleman Domingo. I have Coleman Domingo getting in there because he was really good for the 4 seasons. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was really, really excellent on the show. And wouldn't that be wild to say 3 years in a row, you get Oscar nominated 2 years in a row, and then you get Emmy nominated the following year? That's just like, that would be insane. So that is my 7. my honorable mention here would be Brett Goldstein for shrinking. I think Brett Goldstein, just because I guess his parts, I guess, a bit shorter. I would say that he's outskirts looking in, but he could still sneak in there. I think he's got a chance to sneak in there. He is really, really good. So, yeah. I'll say,
would you say James what? Sorry, I was doing something.
Brett Goldstein.
I was saying Brett Goldstein for sure.
Oh, sorry, son. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. But Coleman Domingo, though, is my number 7. So, yeah, that's my 7. So, what are your 7, Chris?
All right. You know, I'm going to change it up a bit. I'm doing stuff from bottom and build it up to my number 1 because I think my number 1 would be interesting to you. Number 7, Tyler J. Miller. I went back and forth between him or Harvey Golan from What We Do in the Shadow. I think Harvey, another standout What We Do in the Shadow in terms of good lad with Guillermo and everything. And I mean, forget the actor that played Colin Robinson. I'll just talk about him around, like, those two would always been a standout. The fact that he had never been nominated when they play Colin Robinson bothered me a lot when it comes to this Emmy. But Tyler J. Miller, great on that band entry. He's very funny. Number 6, I have Brett Goldstein. Like, for the last episode alone, actually, just seeing him and Jason Segel at the train track, like, that one of the most beautiful, like, and the flashback episode. I think you're not in it a lot, but his scene hit you emotionally when watching Shrinking. Like, you just feel bad for this guy, like, shit at the shit to him. On number 5, Paul W. Down, straight on Hack. He just stand out on the show. Number 4, Evan Moss, Blackwatch. Love him on the Bears. He's one of the best things about season 3. Number 3, Michael Yuri. Love him. Like, he's fantastic.
When I said he was my number 3, you were like, really? But yeah.
Wait until we get number 2, Ike. He's great.
He is great.
But my number 1, and then mostly for the last episode, it's Harrison Ford. When you talk about acting performance of the year, that from his scene with Jason Segel when they talking, having therapy session, to the speech at is it Thanksgiving when he gave me that speech, like what he thankful for, like one of the best one clip scene acting for any of this season. Like, it was just like, holy shit, you get emotional watching it. And he's funny, like when he just screaming, "Home, I'm being kidnapped!" When he in the
so
like
good.
he's so good. Like, I think he should win. Like, I think that if they put in the last episode, season 2 of Shrinking, he might win. Like, I think that is like the acting powerhouse for him in the whole episode. Like, it'd be funny to dramatic. Also, honorable mention, because I wasn't sure whether it was guest star or supporting for Early Modern Building. Jack and Affleck were really good this season. Like, his stuff with Martin showed their back and forth. Like, I thought was some of the standout moments of the season. Like,
same with Eugene Levy.
Yeah.
I think Eugene Levy.
Yeah, same thing
Like-
with that. Same thing with the third one. What was her name?
even Longoria.
Ewan Longoria.
Yes, when she said, "Well, we're the same age."
Yeah. I think like the standout thing for me with Zach is when he gave me Martin Short the advice about the wedding. Like, you should go big with the wedding. Like, they having the conversation one right now, Martin Short about to get married. Like, and he go like, "That's what I love about you." He kissed him on the lip, but like that's one of the more like that being that, but being really funny and being sweet at the same time.
But yeah, this category is interesting to me because this is like more so than all the other acting categories. Supporting actor in a comedy series could go any way.
Yeah, and also too, do you
They
know I
should
hope
sneak
though?
in right Only Modern Building people like
Do you
that.
know?
or
Do you know? I
Eugene.
hope
You never
though,
know.
from like Only Murders in the last season will get nominated. Is that I think his name is Howard.
Oh, I love Howard. Like,
Yeah,
he's good.
He was great.
Chris, did you ever read that stupid theory people have about Howard, though?
Yeah. What?
Remember, Mike, what we were talking about?
Oh, yeah.
About how now, like, he's the mastermind behind everything.
Yeah.
Would not be surprised at.
I would not be surprised either.
Okay, but yeah.
So, what are your 5 for supporting actor, Ross?
You mean 7?
Or 7, I mean. Yeah.
Ike Barinholtz, Ibram Moss Bacharach, Paul Downs, Harrison Ford, and then actually I'm going to go with I think that Lionel Boyce and the Bear.
Oh, yeah.
And then let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go with Walt. I'm gonna throw in a surprise one because this is last season. Walton Goggins for the Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And then
I need to get on that show.
it's hilarious. It's actually really funny.
Yeah.
And then and then for my last one, I'm gonna go okay, I'm just gonna go with I think they're gonna nominate Boney Yang. I don't know why. I just knew.
Yeah.
Which I'm very, very hit and miss on him. Sometimes when he's hilarious, he's really funny, but when he's not, he's just awful.
I will say I forgot to mention Beth when the actor in comedy. I did put Meryl Streep just because I almost thought she was guest star because the only 3 episodes a season, not in a lot.
Yeah, I think they said that she barely qualified for supporting, so she is.
She should have. If they had put her in guest star, she would be high on my guest star list for comedy because the Melissa McCartney episode alone, it's one of my funniest shit moments.
Oh yeah, wasn't she guest star last season or no?
No, she was nominated for best supporting actress because she was in a lot.
I think that's why is because she was nominated for supporting. So I think a lot of times you don't like to go backwards. So if you were nominated first for guest, like what they're doing in Caleb Beaver, being nominated first for guest and then being nominated in one of the lead categories, that's different than going backwards. But yeah. So
the Righteous Gemstones though is hilarious. Have you seen it, Mike?
No, because it has Adam Devine, and every single time I see Adam Devine on screen, I want to punch that motherfucker in the face. I don't
actually.
Know
that's what I think you'll like about it, though. Do you know why?
Why?
He plays a character who's one of those one of those spoiled little rich Christian brats who thinks he's a tough guy.
Yeah,
that you just want to punch in the face.
All right, hey, that's fitting. I like that. So moving on,
and then his name is Baby Billy.
Moving on to comedy guest actress. So this one's interesting. This is the one I've been.
This is to me a 2-horse race right now for best guest.
It is a 2-horse race, and I will say how I have it listed right now. But for my number 1 to win, I have Cynthia Erivo for Poker Face. Because I think, and I've seen her episode, the fact she is playing different parts in one episode makes it the meatier role. Because it's one of those things where she has to be the same type of play all these different parts, and all these different parts are not the same as other parts. So it's I feel like they're
the thing where she had to give the backstory and she's tricking Aston at the same time, trying not to give up.
So I think
she could be an EGOT soon. I think, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She could definitely be that. So I think that Cynthia Erivo is gonna take home the Emmy, but
she could be a 2-horse Emmy nominee.
She also has some competition with another person of color, and that other person of color, I have a number 2, and that is Zoe Kravitz. Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, we have a different 1 and 2 to be interesting.
So we have the same 2, but switched. Is what you're saying?
No, we have Well, we see where my number one is on your list, but we would get to mine.
Nice. But yeah, so Zoe Kravitz just amazed me this season because I know she's good. I've seen her be good, but she was like next level great. The stuff where she was like super high as a kite, she made all those episodes for me. When she's like super high and she's like in the room, she's like, oh my god, get me down from here. I'm so high up. And then it's just like, just stop that. And then she's like, oh, and that was so good. The part where she's like, does the entire speech perfectly, and then she's like peeing herself in the backstage, all that stuff at the end. It was like, oh.
I also too. I see somebody, I'm looking at all the predictions and stuff, like, and somebody like has with somebody being nominated from the studio. I'm like, no way they're gonna get in. They'd be, which one? Greta Lee. I'm like, no way.
No, she's barely has anything doing that.
Even though that episode definitely might win for best directing because that whole one shot sequence.
Oh yeah, I think that's definitely gonna win directing for sure. But Zoe Kravitz, I have there my number 3. I have Julian Nicholson for Hacks. She is dance mom, baby. All right, you gotta give dance mom some love, and I think that she just every single scene Julian Nicholson was in, she absolutely was stealing every single scene she was in. She was so good. And Jamie Lee Curtis, I have at number 4. I think that she was phenomenal in the birthing episode when, Natalie has no one else to go to. So she calls up her mom, and just the memories that they're sharing together. I don't want to give anything away, but there's a similar-ish episode, but with another member of the family instead of Natalie. So it's kind of interesting. Not similar in the sense of birthing, but of reconnecting kind of deal. So she's so phenomenal on the show every single year. She's won the Emmy already for this show. So who knows? She won for season 2. Maybe she'll surprise and win for season 3. Because she's just that good on this series. So who knows? I could see something like that happening. But my number 5, I have Caitlin Olsen for Hacks. I think Caitlin Olsen, she's also really strong on this show. I think that she's always impressive and like always funny on here, always doing a really good job. So yeah, I'm gonna say
I do want to see her new show too. I want to see her new show.
Oh, well, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. New one.
No. I'm telling you, like the newest one she's in. It's called High Potential.
Oh, High Potential. Yeah, I heard that one was pretty good. Haven't gotten around to that yet. But yeah, she is really great. Can't wait for the new season. It's Always Sunny. But my last one, number 6, I have Melissa McCarthy for Only Murders in the Building. I think that her episode.
She was great.
I think her episode was really fun. So, and she was really great in it. So that's my 6 for guest actress. What does your 6 look like, Chris?
We have almost the same similar with that one name you didn't mention, huh? Mine, I added it whenever it makes it less let me start from the bottom because I actually like doing this now to build up my number 1. I had Julianne Nicholson at number 6. I think she's great at Dance Mom. Like, there are a lot of people in Hack that could be on here, but she's fantastic. The bopping thing, that bopping episode alone, like one of the most funniest I found. Wow. Number 5, I have Zoe Kravitz. I see Zoe Kravitz great. Number 4, the only nomination I gave to Saturday Night Live is Ariana Grande for hosting for Saturday Night Live. When anybody talked about this in Saturday Night Live, everybody mentioned Ariana Grande, how great she was, how funny she was, all the sketches she done. Like, number 4, I have Melissa. Number 3, I have Melissa McCartney. Like, she's great. She is like the cat fight between her and Meryl Streep is hysterical. Like that. Like, Number 2, really my number 1 until I watched all another show over when I was on vacation. I had Cynthia Riva number 2.
Nice.
I think she is like amazing. She originally was my number 1 until a certain show. Number 1 is low on your list, but when I finished watching the episode, like, there's no way she's not going to be Jamie Lee Curtis. Watching that episode, watching her acting, like, I thought it was some of the best acting Jamie Lee Curtis ever done. Like, I really, the monologue she had with Natalie, like, the breathing exercise moments, like, it was just like, and when I turned off to my parents, like, you guys need to catch up. You want to see Jamie Lee Curtis give one of the best acting I think she ever done. Like,
trust me. If she doesn't win for this season, mark it off already. She is taking home the Emmy for season 4. There is a scene in here that full on in season 4, I was full on ugly crying.
She could pull a G mod and win 3 years in a row for guest star. Like, that could happen.
That would be crazy.
And it's the only time I like the race is over after the finish the episode. Like, I love Cynthia, but I was watching her like, this is amazing acting. I wish they use Jamie Lee Curtis more on the show because, like, she's so good at playing the mom. Right?
Well, all I'll say is that I don't know if she'll actually be guest for season 4 because she actually does appear, I believe, in like 3 episodes of the season. So it's like, because she's in 3 episodes, it's like, I wonder if that she can even qualify. But she might be.
And then not to get Cynthia. Cynthia's amazing. And just like,
yeah.
I got emotional watching Jamie Lee Curtis during the episode. Like, that one.
She's so good. I think she should win. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely a should win. I just think there's a lot of buzz riding around Cynthia Erivo and Zoe Kravitz, but I do think the drop of when The Bear released its new season, I think that helps Jamie Lee Curtis a lot because I think Jamie Lee Curtis now has a chance.
And also, the reason why I had Ariana Grande, I think a lot of people want to see Cynthia and Ariana Grande nominated in the same category for different things.
Exactly. What are you, Ross? What are your picks for guest actress?
Okay, I've got Cynthia Erivo number 1, Zoe Kravitz number 2, Jamie Lee Curtis number 3, Caitlin Olsen number 4, and then let's see, Melissa McCarthy number 5, and like I'm gonna actually pull one of the biggest wild cards I ever have for number 6. Okay,
all right.
Rhea Perlman.
I would love that for
in Poker Face season 2.
Oh, I need to catch up with Poker Face. I've only seen the first 2 episodes, season 2.
I was not the show. I thought you were going to say
she's in the 2nd episode, Mike. And guess what? Though, do you know what she plays?
What?
The head of a mafia.
Oh my god! I thought you were going to at first say Rhea Perlman because she was also in Mid-Century Modern.
So and she's also in the studio.
Oh yeah, she was in the studio as well. I totally forgot about that.
I almost put in Caitlin Olsen. I just think we got so many hacks. I want to spread the love out to like understand.
Which, speaking of Mid-Century Modern and In Memoriam, you know they're going to pay tribute to Linda Lavin, who passed away in the middle of that show.
About that, George Wentham, Mike, he got 6 Emmy nominations for playing Norm on Cheers, so they got to do something, huh?
Oh yeah, they definitely going to do that. Yeah. So yeah, comedy guest actress, great one. Our last category of the night, which is comedy guest actor.
AKA almost all of the studio on this list.
Yeah, pretty much. This one was definitely a bit more trickier for me, but I think I got it. My 6th down here. So I number 1 winning. I actually have Bryan Cranston. I think he's winning another Emmy, but not for Breaking Bad. I think he's winning for the studio because not only his stuff at the beginning, but like when he gets high, it is hilarious. When he's on like the boat and everything.
The ice cream bit. Like that's the most funny.
Oh yeah. He's like, the bitch of all bitches. Like that was really funny. And then at the end when he's at the CinemaCon panel and they're just
Yeah.
like, and they're telling him to say a speech or whatever, and he's just like, movie,
Can't finish it.
movies. That's all you can say. It was like really funny. So I thought he did an excellent job. So he would definitely be my number one. My number two is going to surprise, possibly. It's John Bernthal from Bear. I think that his scene that he has in the flashback episode, I think that is just such a profound, beautiful scene where you see Mikey getting to meet Tina for the first time and the kind of friendship that they built with each other, and you understand why Tina is so close to Mikey as well, because he got her the job, and it's really beautiful. So I think John Bernthal did a really great job.
You also have a great flashback episode in the first episode of the new season. That's the first scene.
Yeah, great flashback scene in there. So really great. Number three, I have Martin Scorsese for the studio. I think they're gonna pull that because he's our boy Marty. Like, why are you not gonna nominate arguably the greatest director of all time? Like, it's like he's his bit was so funny, where with Seth Rogen talking about his Kool-Aid movie and how he wants to do it, but talking about Jonestown, doing a movie about Jonestown, and then he's like, "What if we call it Kool-Aid?" He's like, "I love it." And then at the end, where he's like, "Wait, you want to axe my movie?" And all that, and like that whole
Mental breakdown.
so great. His breakdown and everything that he has there, and then Steve Buscemi added to that scene so much. It was so great.
Or they should nominate one person for one line only. Steve Buscemi would win it for like. What's the strategy? Crying?
Oh yeah, it was so good. My number four, I have Ron Howard for the studio. I think Ron Howard had a really great episode this season, and that's how he just kept on talking about. I love the motel sequence. We gotta keep that in the film and all that. And then the fight he has with Seth Rogen, I thought that was really funny. So yeah,
I talked to my friend who's a director about the studio, and you know what he said?
What?
He says it is a little bit exaggerated, but it's still pretty darn accurate, he said.
Nice.
Especially one part he said, that the whole, like being nervous about giving notes is because you're afraid the director won't like you. Says that's what happens.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've heard that happens. So yeah, that show knows its stuff, which is really cool. I'm gonna have about this. So my number five, I have Will Poulter in The Bear. I think that he did a really great job, and he has a really great season 4 as well. And so I think because season 4 is dropped, and when it dropped, I think that can help Will Poulter. My number 6, I have him at number 6 because I think they're going to go for the show hard, but like he has one very short scene, and it's not like super impressive. That's why I have him at number 6, but it's still a good scene. Like, I'm not trying to diss him in there or anything, but I have Christopher McDonald for getting in for Hacks. So
we'll talk about that only because I'm bringing up something else. Why I think you'll get into.
Okay.
And then it has nothing to do with the show itself.
Oh, but yeah, Christopher McDonald. I have at my number 6. So what are your 6, Chris?
So I have Brian Cranston number 1. Number 2, I actually switched. The two of them I have on having number 2. I think that's because he in a lot more than Martin Scorsese in comparison. And that whole last scene in the boardroom scene of him just bitching out Seth Rogen. Like, and then the happy film. Like, it's the most funniest, like, besides the racism episode, it's like the most funniest episode of the season. Like, yeah. I have Martin Scorsese for number 3. So, like, he's great. I hope they bring him back for season 2 just to continue. Yeah.
I have heard a rumor
Yeah.
that they're getting another huge director for
Yeah.
season 2, and the rumor is that they're going to get Steven Spielberg.
Ooh.
So I'll say
Number 4, John Bernthal. Like,
yeah.
after hearing you, I had Christopher McDonald to add in to Dave Franken out because that one scene hack. It's such a beautiful scene between him and James Bond. Like, I think some of his best acting hack actually in that one scene. I think it's really good. Like bring back their relationship, everything, and him giving that advice to her. Even though it kind of backfired because she take the opposite of his advice.
Yeah.
And then number 6. I haven't watched the show, but I feel it in because everybody's been telling me how great he is as Bradley Cooper for the Brightness Gemstone. Everybody I talked to about the most recent season bring up how amazing he is in his small role on the Brightness Gemstone. Like,
Nice.
and everybody talk about that one episode. Like, that's all I've been hearing every time. Yeah.
Bradley Cooper is a great actor, so I didn't know he was in the Righteous.
And then honorable mention, I have I have IQ and honorable mention. Great under studio. I have the F1. It's also really funny in one episode.
Yeah.
Anybody in studio, I feel like should fill out all of the honorable mentions.
Yeah.
How was Tony Goldwyn in Hack? Was he funny or no?
I like EDM's comment here. He says, Emmy noms for portraying yourself are extremely rare. Martin / the studio could be more of a name check than a passion vote. Could be. That's it.
I also say, as much as I love Hack, the only slight nod of a gag is Hack. And I love the finale. I would have ended the season with Tony Goldwyn saying, "You fuck. You're blocked from doing anything," and the fuck line. And the season right there then had the Singapore to be the opening to season 5, like that whole episode.
I agree. I honestly think because that would have been like a even bigger holy shit cliffhanger. Like, how are they going to get through this in 18 months and everything like that? Wow. And then maybe you could see like a 18 months later kind of deal with the next season. I think that could have worked pretty well. I mean, I like the finale, but yeah, I love episode 9, so that's why I was like,
really how was Tony Goldwyn in Hack? Though? Was he good or no?
He's good, and like I just put Christopher McDonald over him. I had to pick between two of them. Like,
yeah, I would agree with that. But what is your 6, Ross?
Okay, number 1, I have Bryan Cranston.
Mm-hmm.
2, I have John Bernthal.
Yeah.
3, I have Ron Howard. 4, I have Scorsese. 5, I have Bradley Cooper. And 6, only because it's coming out at the right time. You know how Emmy voting, next month also is when Happy Gilmore 2 comes out. So that's gonna be on people's minds. And Christopher McDonald's in Happy Gilmore 2.
That's true. He'll be in that movie. Now, if that movie sucks, let's see. I don't know if that'll affect.
That doesn't really matter anymore, though. Do you know why?
Why?
Remember when Sandra Bullock won her Oscar for The Blind Side?
Yeah.
All About Steve came out the same weekend as the Oscars, so and that movie sucks.
Yeah. So.
Would it be funny? I'm tempted to nominate Ron Howard twice just because he was really funny in Only One Building. Like, who the fuck is these guys? Someone take the photo and into my.
Hey, do you know what would be making me happy? If he was nominated for The Only Murders is Griffin Dunn.
Oh, yeah, he was also great. Oh, my one honorable mention in Gus Atcher.
Who is the one that played the professor in Only Murders?
That's Griffin Dunn.
But some reason I thought of Mark Maron for some reason because he looked
no. That's the guy from This Is Us and then After Hours.
Yeah, that makes sense because why don't you look like Mark Maron? Because I always get the two confused sometimes, but
yeah. My honorable mention for Gus Atcher, I forgot to bring this up, would be Ray Nicholson for adults. He has a great cameo appearance in the show Adults that just was like laugh out loud hilarious. So that is one I would definitely love to see sneak in there as a surprise. One that's a possibility, honestly, sneaking in there. Martin Short could be a 2-time nominee. I think he could get in there as guest for Saturday Night Live. I think that's a possibility. So
Watch out for Richard Kind also.
See Richard Kind. Yeah,
Richard Kind's so good on Only One to Building a Bell. Like, is he guest or he's the party?
And he's got 2 shows because he's got Only Murders in the Building. He's also so good in Mid-Century Modern. Like, I thought he was awesome in that show. So
also, shout out to Camille Nanjiani. He's also really good in Only Murders in the Building. Like,
yes. But Mike, though, I'm gonna be honest with you though. Okay, like you remember why, like when that lady from the Amy Winehouse one, like when she got nominated for the BAFTA, how you stormed off?
Oh yeah.
If they announce John Cena in The Bear as an Emmy nominee, I will leave the room.
That would be so bad. We have another question says, is Hacks winning supporting actress? Should she go co-lead and roll the dice? It seems supporting categories are working class acting veterans. She absolutely, on God's green earth, should never touch the lead category if she wants to win. Because no way is she going to ever beat Jean Smart. And I think she knows that. So I think she's going to...
It would be funny as hell when they go up against each other like the final season.
It would be, because it's like that would be fitting for because of like
the final season. Next season will be the final season.
Jean Smart, though, I thought she got on them for. She was really good in Babylon, wasn't she?
Yeah, she had the best scene in Babylon.
She was great in Watchmen. She was great in so many other stuff. So yeah,
she's great in 24.
Homeward Bound also.
Yeah.
She's so good in 24, even though her character's so annoying. She's great on 24.
And hey, she thanked South Saperstein this year, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I would say that Hannah Einbinder has a very strong chance of winning supporting actress. She does have a very strong chance, but we still had the Bear actress winning supporting actress.
Yeah. So, also, shout out to Carol Burnett, only 1 scene and a half, but her scene with Jean Smart is fantastic when they in the waiting room.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, I agree. And yeah, you know, I do think that what's going to be nice about this Emmys is I don't think it'll be all just let's have just these shows sweep every single category. I think it's going to be kind of sharing the love, and you can see that with how we're going about predicting. I think the studio is going to win some. I think Hacks is going to win some. Shrinking could surprise, maybe win a couple. So like, there's going to be stuff like that kind of.
Next year would be more of a pain in the neck because we got Stranger Things next year, Wednesday next year, a bunch of things coming back. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's going to be.
Jean Smart, do you have the Jenna Ortega coming after her? Like, Jenna Ortega.
And then the Pit will also be eligible next year because it comes out January, so it's going to be interesting.
Shit, I feel bad for Stranger Things that they had done it earlier than now. They could be walking away with the final season win. But the Pit would be their competition.
Yeah, the Pit season 2, if it says good, it could be their competition. So we'll see.
Jean Smart would have Jenna Ortega competition, and Jenna Ortega continue to do another good season.
I don't think she's gonna get nominated.
Yeah, we'll see. Jenna Ortega has been for it, but we shall see. But all I know, guys, is I'm excited for when the Emmy nominations get announced on July 15th. I know I will definitely be here tuning in, watching live as they happen for you guys and breaking them down for you. So that should be a good time. And we will be predicting throughout the rest of the month and through July, since we're at the end of the month. Through July, we will be predicting more categories for you guys. So we will be doing Best Limited Series next weekend. So breaking down all the limited series categories
And regular TV movie acting, because TV movie acting is part of the limited series.
Yes, we will be doing TV movie when we do the limited series, since that is a part of it. So that should be pretty fun. And
watch out for Aaron Pierce, maybe being a potential Dark Horse in Best Actor.
And then for all of you people who are into these categories, I don't really care about them, but we will do for when we do our final predictions, we'll run through, your competition program, your animated program, your variety scripted series, and then variety talk series, stuff like that. So we will run through those when we do our final predictions, just so we have a full tally of everything. But that'll be the weekend that the Emmy nominations actually come out. So that's going to be. So we'll probably be doing that one on. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do that one on the 13th or the 14th for you guys. So, so you guys can definitely stay in tuned for our final predictions there. So, should be a good time, guys. As far as more TV stuff coming out, we are doing our halfway through the year rankings, getting ready for the latter half of 2025. Cannot believe it's already at the latter half of 2025. We're doing our best shows of the year coming up very soon. So y'all can stay tuned for that. And then also best movies of the year so far. So stay tuned for that as well. And we're also going to be doing best shows of the decade at one point. So we're going to be, since we're halfway through the decade, we're going to do the best shows so far of this decade. So we're going to do that as a way to kind of honor the shows that have already come out in between 2020 through 2020.
Maybe bring up show that not a lot of people have seen that's been some of the best. So.
Oh, yeah, like Somebody Somewhere, right?
Yeah, Somebody Somewhere. That would definitely be allowed. And then some other shows too that are really, really good. So that should be a really fun episode. And then we'll also do the same thing with movies. So yeah, a lot of great stuff coming up on the channel. Do you have anything you want to plug, Chris?
You can find me here anywhere. I'm going to do my best to watch some limited series this week, but also my tape to play some Death Stranding too, because I just got back for vacation. So I've been staying off the Twitter sphere and YouTube sphere, so to play the game without being spoiled. Yeah, and you can find me in a video. I'll be doing some catch up with some movies. I haven't seen F1 yet, so you see that Tuesday. So you see Drafted Rebirth this weekend coming up on probably Saturday. Then Superman that's in 2 weeks. Got my ticket. That is. I don't want to get through this week to get for Superman. So we got it. What? Yeah, and you can find me on Limited Theory and everything. There'll be a fun conversation. A 2-horse race. That's the biggest 2-horse race of the Emmy season is Limited Theory.
Yeah,
for acting and Limited Theory alone.
Limited's going to be interesting. I'm going to be watching, finishing up Dying for Sex probably for that episode, and then probably like some other.
If I had time, that would be my biggest thing to watch this week. Would be Dying for Sex.
Yeah,
I reckon.
So, because I've started it, I really loved it, but I need to go back to finishing that show up. So yeah, that'll pretty much do it for tonight, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Who did tune in? It was great seeing y'all. So we will see you all for limited series on July 4th weekend. So y'all can stay tuned for that. And until next time, stay classy, my friends, and keep on watching those TV shows.